Have you ever wondered why your dog seems to choose one person more than everyone else? They may love the whole family. They may wag their tail for visitors. They may enjoy attention from almost anyone. But somehow, there is always one person they watch a little more closely. One person they follow when the room gets quiet. One person they run to when they are unsure. One person whose voice can change their entire body. And most people think this happens by accident. They think dogs simply choose the person who feeds them, walks them, or gives them treats. But the truth is deeper than that. Dogs do not choose their favorite human only because of food. They choose through trust, through emotional safety, through small moments repeated again and again. And sometimes, without you realizing it, your dog is testing you. Not in a manipulative way, not like a human playing games, but in a quiet, instinctive way. They are asking, "Can I trust you with my fear? Will you understand me when I cannot speak? Are you safe when I am vulnerable? Do you come back when you leave?" And if your dog gives you test number 6, pay very close attention. Because it may mean you are not just someone they like. You may be the person they have chosen as their emotional home. So let's look at 6 tests dogs give their favorite human. 1. The attention test. This test often starts so simply that most people miss it. Your dog walks up to you while you are busy. Maybe you are looking at your phone. Maybe you are working on your computer. Maybe you are watching television. Maybe your body is in the room, but your mind is somewhere far away. Then your dog does something small. They place their paw on your leg. They nudge your hand. They rest their chin on your knee. They stare at you quietly. Or they bring a toy and drop it near your feet. Most people think, they just want attention. And sometimes, yes, they do. But the deeper meaning is this. Your dog is checking whether the emotional door is still open. Dogs are social animals. They are constantly reading the people they live with. They notice when you are present. They notice when you are distracted. They notice when your energy changes, even if you have not moved. To your dog, attention is not just entertainment. It is connection. So when they gently interrupt you, they may be asking, "Do you still see me?" This is one of the first tests dogs give the person they feel closest to. They want to know whether their small signals matter. If they approach softly, will you notice? If they ask gently, will you respond? If they come close without making noise, will you still understand? This does not mean you must drop everything every time your dog asks for attention. A healthy dog can learn patience. Boundaries are important, but the way you respond matters. If you constantly ignore every quiet signal, some dogs learn that softness does not work. They may become louder, pushier, more anxious, or more demanding. But if you acknowledge them calmly, even for a moment, you teach them something powerful. I see you. A simple touch, a soft word, a glance, a gentle, not now, but I know you're here. To a dog, that can be enough. Because the test was never only about getting what they wanted. It was about whether you were emotionally reachable. Your dog is not just asking for attention. They are asking, "Can I reach you?" And when the answer is yes, trust grows. 2. The fear test. This is one of the most important tests your dog will ever give you. Because fear reveals who a dog truly trusts. When the world feels safe, many people can seem important to your dog. The person with treats, the person with toys, the person who opens the door, the person who plays. But when your dog is afraid, everything changes. A thunderstorm begins. Fireworks explode outside. A strange visitor enters the house. A loud object falls. Another dog barks aggressively. The vet clinic smells unfamiliar. And suddenly, your dog looks for someone. They may hide behind your legs. They may press their body against you. They may look up at your face. They may climb close. They may shake, pant, or freeze. Most people think the dog is just being scared, but something deeper is happening. Your dog is testing whether you are safe during their most vulnerable moment. They are asking, "When I lose confidence, can I borrow yours?" This is where many owners accidentally fail the test. They laugh at the dog. They force the dog closer to the scary thing. They say, "Stop being dramatic." They punish the barking. They pull the dog harshly. They become tense, frustrated, or impatient. And the dog learns, when I am afraid, my human becomes unsafe too. But when you respond with calm, steady energy, everything changes. You do not need to baby them or panic with them. You do not need to act as if the fear is the end of the world. You simply become stable. Your voice slows down. Your body softens. Your movements become predictable. You give space when they need space. You give closeness when they seek closeness. You show them, I am here. We are okay. Dogs may not understand every word, but they understand nervous systems. They feel when your breathing is calm. They feel when your hands are gentle. They feel when your body is not adding more danger to the moment. And over time, they begin to associate you with recovery. Not just comfort, recovery. That is why some dogs run to one specific person when they are scared. Not because that person gives the most treats, but because that person helps their body feel safe again. If your dog comes to you during fear, that is not weakness. It is a test of trust. And if you handle it with calm love, your dog learns one of the deepest lessons a dog can learn. When the world scares me, this human is where I can return. That is not just friendship. That is emotional safety. 3. The patience test. Dogs test patience in ways that can frustrate even loving owners. They stop on walks to sniff the same spot for too long. They hesitate at the door. They stare instead of obeying immediately. They move slowly when you are in a hurry. They make mistakes even though you thought they already learned. They ask the same thing again and again. And humans often take it personally. He knows better. She is being stubborn. He is ignoring me. She is trying to annoy me. But often, that is not what is happening. Your dog is not always challenging your authority. Sometimes, they are showing you the limits of their understanding, their confidence, their impulse control, or their emotional state. And in those moments, they are testing your patience. Not intentionally like a human would, but naturally. They are asking, are you still safe when I am not perfect? This is a huge test, because many dogs are loved when they are easy, when they are cute, when they obey, when they are calm, when they make us proud. But the favorite human is often the one who remains safe when the dog is confused, slow, nervous, distracted, or learning. This does not mean letting the dog do anything they want. Structure matters, training matters, clear rules matter. But patience changes the emotional meaning of those rules. A dog can be guided without being frightened, corrected without being shamed, taught without being emotionally crushed. When your dog hesitates and you give them time, they learn trust. When they make a mistake and you calmly redirect them, they learn that mistakes are survivable. When they struggle to understand and you help them instead of exploding, they learn that you are a teacher, not a threat. This is why patience builds deep bonds. Your dog is not looking for a perfect human. They are looking for a predictable one. A human whose love does not disappear the moment the dog becomes inconvenient. That is the real patience test. And when your dog learns that your hands stay gentle, your voice stays steady, and your presence stays safe even when they are not perfect, they begin to choose you differently. Not just as a provider, but as a guide. 4. The absence test. This test happens when you leave and when you return. Many people think dogs only care that you come back with food, walks, or attention. But dogs track absence emotionally. They learn your patterns. They know the sounds that mean you are leaving. Your shoes, your keys, your bag, the door, the change in your breathing, the way your energy shifts before departure. And when you leave, your dog is learning something. Does my human come back? For some dogs, this is easy. They have secure routines. They rest while you are gone. They may miss you, but they do not panic. For other dogs, absence feels much heavier, especially dogs with abandonment histories, rescue backgrounds, unstable homes, or long periods of isolation. To them, every goodbye can feel like a question. Is this temporary? Or am I being left again? The absence test is not only about whether your dog waits for you. It is about whether your dog can trust the pattern of your return. This is why calm departures and calm returns matter. If leaving always becomes dramatic, your dog may feel the emotional weight before you even step outside. If returning becomes chaotic every time, your dog may build even more intensity around your absence. But when your leaving and returning are consistent, your dog gradually learns, my human leaves. My human comes back. The world does not end. That is security. And secure attachment is one of the deepest forms of love. Some dogs show this test in subtle ways. They watch the door when you leave. They sleep with something that smells like you. They greet you with joy, then quickly settle once they know you are home. They check your face when you return, as if confirming, "It is really you." If your dog trusts your return, they may become less frantic over time. Not because they love you less, but because they trust you more. That is important. An anxious dog may panic when you leave. A secure dog may miss you and still rest. The difference is not love. The difference is safety. So when your dog handles your absence with growing calm, understand what that means. They have tested the pattern, and your return has become a promise. 5. The vulnerability test. Dogs do not become vulnerable around just anyone. They may play with many people, eat near many people, walk with many people, accept treats from many people. But vulnerability is different. Vulnerability is sleeping deeply near you, rolling onto their back with a soft body, letting you touch their paws, allowing gentle handling when they are tired, resting their head on you, turning their back while staying close, coming to you when they feel sick or weak. These moments may look ordinary, but they reveal something profound. Your dog is testing whether they can be unprotected around you. In the animal world, vulnerability is serious. A dog who sleeps deeply cannot react as quickly. A dog who shows their belly exposes a sensitive part of the body. A dog who lets you handle their paws is allowing contact with a part many dogs instinctively protect. So when your dog gives you access to vulnerable moments, they are asking a silent question. Will you be gentle with me when I cannot defend myself? This is why trust can be damaged so quickly during handling. If a dog is forced, grabbed, scared, or hurt during vulnerable moments, they may begin to protect themselves. They may pull away, hide, growl, freeze, avoid touch, stop sleeping close. But if you treat vulnerability with respect, the bond deepens. You touch gently. You notice when they are uncomfortable. You stop when their body asks for space. You help them through grooming, vet care, or cleaning without turning it into a battle. You protect their dignity. And dogs feel that. They may not think in human words, but their body remembers how you treat them when they are exposed, tired, scared, or unsure. The favorite human is often the one who can be trusted with vulnerability. The one who does not make the dog feel trapped. The one whose hands mean safety. The one whose presence does not demand, but protects. If your dog sleeps beside you with their body loose, leans into you when tired, shows their belly without tension, or lets you touch sensitive areas calmly, understand this. You passed a test most humans never even know they are taking. Your dog is saying, "I trust you when I am soft." And for a dog, that is a rare kind of love. 6. The choice test. This is the final test, and it may be the most powerful one, because love means more when there is choice. Your dog may live with several people. They may receive food from one person, walks from another, play from another, treats from another. But when they are free to choose, who do they return to? When the room is full, who do they lie beside? When everyone is calling them, who do they look at first? When they are tired, whose feet do they sleep near? When they are unsure, whose face do they check? When they have no reason to ask for anything, who do they quietly follow? This is the choice test. Your dog is not testing you with a command. They are revealing the result of every small test before it. The attention test, the fear test, the patience test, the absence test, the vulnerability test. All of them build toward this moment. Your dog chooses the person who feels safest, clearest, and most emotionally reliable. Not always the person who gives the most food. Not always the person who plays the loudest. Not always the person who spoils them the most. Often, they choose the person whose presence regulates them. The person who notices their signals. The person who remains calm when they are afraid. The person who is patient when they are confused. The person who leaves and returns reliably. The person who is gentle when they are vulnerable. That is how a dog chooses their favorite human. Through lived evidence. Through repeated emotional truth. Through the pattern of how your body makes them feel. And when your dog chooses you freely, that is not a small thing. Maybe they follow you from room to room, not in panic, but in quiet preference. Maybe they sleep near you, even when the couch is open. Maybe they check on you during the day, just to know where you are. Maybe they ignore a room full of people and bring their toy to you. Maybe they hear your voice and their whole body softens. That is not random. That is the answer to the test. Your dog has decided, this human is mine. Not as property, not as control, as belonging. You are their safe place, their reference point, their emotional home. If this is changing how you see your dog, subscribe, because every video here helps you understand what your dog has been trying to tell you without words. Now here is the part every dog owner should remember. Dogs do not test us to trick us. They test us because trust must be built through experience. They cannot ask, will you be kind when I am scared? So they show fear and see what happens. They cannot ask, will you still love me when I make a mistake? So they struggle, hesitate, and learn from your response. They cannot ask, will you come back? So they watch the door. They cannot ask, can I be vulnerable with you? So they sleep close, expose their belly, or place their body beside yours. They cannot ask, am I safe with you? So they choose you again and again. And every time you respond with patience, calmness, consistency, and love, you answer the question. Yes, yes, you are safe. Yes, I see you. Yes, I will come back. Yes, you can trust my hands. Yes, you can rest beside me. Yes, you are loved here. That is how a favorite human is made. Not in one big moment, but in hundreds of small ones. A soft voice during fear, a calm hand during stress, a patient pause during confusion, a return after leaving, a gentle touch when they are tired, a quiet welcome when they come close for no reason at all. Your dog remembers these things, not like a human writes memories in sentences, but in the body, in the nervous system, in the way they relax when you enter the room, in the way they look for you when they are unsure, in the way they choose your side when there are other places to go. So the next time your dog checks on you, do not ignore the moment. When they come to you during fear, become calm. When they test your patience, become steady. When you leave, return with consistency. When they are vulnerable, be gentle. And when they choose you, understand what it means. Your dog is not just being loyal. They are answering a question their heart has been asking from the beginning. Are you my person? And if you have passed these quiet tests, their answer is already clear. You are. You are the voice they trust, the hands they relax under, the scent that means home, the person they search for in uncertainty, the place they return to when the world feels too big. And maybe that is the most beautiful thing about being loved by a dog. They do not need you to be perfect. They only need you to be safe, again and again and again, until one day, without words, without proof, without hesitation, they choose you.